Right, that was a good one, I think, for a race with absolutely no overtakes in it. I was on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat. The cat and mouse. Mark and Bez on Sunday. It's good viewing. It's good drama. I really, really am surprised how much I enjoyed it. And I think the thing I was most surprised at, it didn't turn out exactly how I thought. I thought Mark would probably a good few seconds maybe. With the pace he showed on Saturday and small mistake, took him out of the race. He was looking like he was ready to push on in that one. And I thought he was going to do the same here once he managed to get in front of Bezzecchi. Unbelievable in that race. So precise. So precise the whole race. To keep Mark behind you like that, you have to be... I know the circuit is one of those ones where you can make your bike nice and wide. And he rode perfectly, except for one mistake to give Mark the lead, and then he lost by basically the margin of that mistake, didn't he? So it would have, I think we were robbed maybe of a good duel, possibly, which I think Mark probably still would have edged, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed the whole weekend. I know we've started quickly here. I usually ramble on a little bit. We'll come back to that a little bit because I want to talk through a few bits there. Let's get into the All Japan Cup nice and early this week because an Italian winner in Italy. An Italian winner. Why is my focus all over the joint? There we go. An Italian winner in Italy, Luca Marini, has won the All Japan Cup of Misano. It was followed home rather closely, I want to say. Well, a couple of seconds. Followed by Fabio Quartararo, continues his good form. Miguel Oliveira, they should have sacked this guy months ago. He's on fire. I mean, I want to say over the last few weeks, well, it's probably a few podiums in as many weeks, yeah, for him. Jack Miller, 4th. Augusto Fernandez on the V4 Yamaha. We will discuss the V4. Somkiat Chantra in 6th, and then non-finishers for Zarco, Rins and Mir. Mir, another first lap casualty. I won't say anything. And it leaves the championship like this. The big mover here is, of course, Luca Marini. Fabio Quartararo goes to 82 points. Luca Marini is now in 2nd place, possibly for the first time ever in the All Japan Cup. It's Luca Marini, 70 points. He's gone past just Zarco, who's... I feel like he's playing a joke on us. He watches these, I swear it. I swear Zarco watches these. Because he's got to 69 points and just sat there for the rest of the, 3 races now? He's been on 69 points. He's having a laugh. How immature do you think we are, just Zarco, that you can go out and just leave it on 69 points for the rest of the season? Like we're going to have a giggle about it, like we're teenagers or something. To be fair, if he does finish on 69 points, I will laugh. Jack Miller. In this little midfield battle of Miller, Mir and Rins, Miller takes the lead in that close little battle. He's on 45 points. Then it's Mir on 43 and Rins on 42. Both didn't score, don't forget. Miguel Oliveira goes to 26 points now, and he's starting to make up the deficit of the races missed and things early in the season, and also just not scoring points for a long time. Augusto Fernandez clears the part-timers plus Chantra to go 10 points, Chantra on 9, Taka on 8, and Aleix Espargaro on 2. How did we see the V4 performance here? I think that was decent. I do honestly think it was decent. And it looked like on times in practice and then on the qualifying pace, I mean, the race is the race. I can't remember if he got tangled up in something. Augusto Fernandez, why he finished so far back with Chantra. Am I remembering that right? But on qualifying pace, if I look at the times here, it's just under half a second off of Jack Miller's time. Was he normally doing that when he was wildcarding on the inline 4? Would Fabio Quartararo have this in a decent position? I feel like he would. And then obviously we had testing in the follow-up to this race. So I want to say it was Monday, where all the boys, the Yamaha boys, got on the V4 and had a little tour. I'm pretty sure they all did. If they didn't, please let me know. But my observation is that it looks like times-wise, they've all finished within a tenth and a half of one another. They're all together in the standings, 16th to 19th, all within a tenth and a half of each other. Oliveira, actually, the quickest time. Did he get on the V4? Let me read and do some research before I make a video, shall I? No. Miguel Oliveira looks like, according to Crash, he's not mentioned here in who got their hands on the new V4. Much attention is focused on how the new Yamaha V4 performs in the hands of race riders, Quasararo, Rins and Miller. That's Pete McLaren's article, so I'll take that as gospel. So they were all within a tenth and a half of the inline four. So basically, for me, it feels like they're introducing a bike at the level that their current bike is at, maybe just under. And I'm assuming, Quartararo is not wrangling the shit out of it. He's not like grabbing it by the horns and fucking... He's just doing laps, isn't he? So we know when he pushes, if it was for a grid place this, I feel like he would have got a bit more out of it. So is it somewhere in the ballpark it needs to be, and we can build from here, hopefully for bloody Fabio, especially. Tell me what you've made of it. Pedro Acosta, by the way, topped the times. Everybody's bringing their own little bit of shit, and they're all doing their own thing and testing bits here and there. I don't think we read anything into that, really. But yeah, what we really needed to know was how the V4 went. And it looks like it went okay, although it does say in this article here that Quartararo gave a sobering verdict after his initial runs, but Jack Miller was a bit more complimentary. I feel like that's just their personalities. The bike was probably all right. The Pramac boys are doing times within a tenth of each other, or a tenth and a half. I feel like it's not far off. It's got to be really close to what the current bike is doing. By the way, I haven't compared these times to times in practice and stuff from the actual Grand Prix. I don't know. These times could be rubbish. But Augusto Fernandez had a good weekend. Now, let's go back to the Bez Marc, the race. The race was great. I thought the sprint was good too. And Marc's overtake, I thought, is it your pass of the season so far? To take the lead in that one through... I want to count the turns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Is that double right-hander counted as 2 or 1? Turn 5? The left-hander onto the back straight. I quite enjoyed that. And while we're on the sprint race, then we get to the Marc crash, right? So Marc drops the front, slides through the gravel. Camera cuts to 3 young men in the crowd, giving it a bit of gusto. Tell me how you see this, because I may be in a minority here, but based on what I experienced on Twitter after I went on afterwards, could be in the minority. These lads are celebrating. Who cares? Am I way off the mark here? Who cares? These lads, you're in Italy. Like, I say this all the time because I say it about when Marc got booed and stuff as well. It's just like, maybe it's wrong of me to think like, well, just because you expect it, it makes it okay. I just don't think it's an issue. I just do not think it's an issue. You 3 boys, maybe stay off Twitter this week, but getting so much hate. Like, lads, you're not bad people, boys. I mean, you could be bad people. I don't know you. I mean, I don't know what you like as people in your normal lives, but based on this one incident alone, I would say that doesn't make you a bad person. I mean, a bit melodramatic. I feel like the reaction to these things all the time. It's the same as when, again, I'm like the proper, man rages at cloud, thing when it comes to this kind of stuff. I feel like it's a similar boat to when Marc gets booed. It's a similar boat to when they show the crashes where riders are injured and people are like, I can't believe they showed that. I'm like, I wouldn't be able to believe it if they didn't. You show it to me. So I'm Abe Simpson. I'm Abe Simpson in that meme. That's me in that episode. I think, who cares if they show the crashes, and that's a different topic. If they boo Marc, again, different topic. Or if these lads are cheering that Marc crashed. A bit melodramatic the way some people are, and you're fully entitled to have your opinion. I guess the hypocrisy in what I'm saying is, why do I care that you care? I understand. But I'm just get my point across. And always I like to point out when I'm making these statements, when it's about Marc, because there is Rossi caps. I'm an old school Rossi guy. So take it all with a pinch of salt. Would I feel differently if it was happening the other way around? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's a bit over the top. But I saw a lot of posts and comments and things that were like, because I got curious in the end. I did read a little bit. I usually stay off it as much as I can. And sorry if there's something you said and, you disagree with me completely. Like, I'm not saying I'm annoyed at you or anything. I don't care, to be honest. I don't care about any of it. But the fact that people cared so much, I found it really surprising. Like, people saying like, if you were cheering this, like, you're not a real MotoGP fan, and come on, guys, like, come on. It doesn't take many years of watching MotoGP to know that was a pretty, relatively, I know all crashes are dangerous, relatively safe crash, wasn't it? Like, it was a pretty soft off. I mean, it's a quick part of the circuit, I know, but he's just sliding comfortably into the gravel. I'd say it was pretty obvious to everyone watching he was not going to be injured in that crash. Now, these same people may have been cheering when Marc broke his arm and all that. Maybe it's a different story then. I don't know. Maybe they would cheer that the same if someone does get hurt. And I get it. Like, these guys putting their life on the line. Why would you boo any of them? Well, what sport if you can't support and then hate, essentially, your opponents, support the ones you love, hate their opponents? That's just the way it is, isn't it? I mean, I thought that's what we're all here for. So, just my 2 cents. I could be way off the mark here. From the reaction I saw online, it feels like I might be way off the mark, but maybe it's only because the people who are passionate about what they saw are the ones that feel like they need to express that. Everyone else like me was probably just like, you're not going to go online and be like, oh, look at those guys celebrating, I don't care. So maybe there are more people with my opinion there. And you've got to remember as well, you're in Italy with Italians. They will never forgive what he did, whether you think it was right or wrong or not. Again, I'm not getting into that now. But they'll never forgive it. They'll never forgive it. Ever. Ever. And these are people that won't forgive you, by the way. They will not forgive you if you put cream in your carbonara. They went to the consulate because BBC Good Food Guide put a recipe for cacio e pepe that had cream in it, and they wrote to the consulate telling them that they needed to get the BBC held responsible for posting it. Like, these... You ever tried putting pineapple on pizza in Italy? Which I'm not a fan of, by the way. It's wrong. But that's what I mean. That's what Italians are like. They're not going to let this Marc stuff go, are they? They're going to celebrate when he crashes. Rightly or wrongly. And I think, who cares? Let him go. Like, it was a soft off. It was pretty soft. And then, oh my God. And Matt Oxley, lumping them in with those horrible football fans. Look at this tweet. Go back to football. Or go watch football, or whatever he said there. You can't say that. You can't lump them in with football fans. Those horrible people. Might as well lump them in with Stalin. Jeez. Football fans. Come on. They're not that bad. No one's that bad, man. Come on. What are you doing? By the way, if you are a MotoGP fan or you like motorsport like I do, and you also love football, you're not any less of a MotoGP fan, okay? Don't worry about it. Football was my first love. If you love sport, you love sport. Okay? The beautiful game is a beautiful game. You're allowed to like it and carry on like a pork chop and be a bit of a hooligan sometimes. And maybe that atmosphere. Sometimes you go to Grand Prix and they're a little bit dull, aren't they, in the crowd? It's like a bit of clapping and whatever. Maybe we need a bit of that atmosphere. Best atmosphere in the world at some football grounds, isn't it? So... wouldn't write off the footy fans so quickly. MotoGP fantasy. So I did make some moves this week. I tried to correct my problems from last week, where I brought in Pedro as a bit of a wild card, and I brought in Raul Fernandez. I've gone back to Alex Marquez, and off the back of Morbidelli's good form in practice, I brought Morbidelli in as a silver rider. And it served me all right. Because other than Marc's crash... I think everyone else did okay. So let's check the leagues. And obviously when Marc crashes, no one gets those points. So it's not like if Marc crashes or finishes, it doesn't matter because everyone's got Marc. So write that off. And I scored as much, if not more, than a lot of the top 10 there. So I'm pretty happy with the moves I made, okay? It's taken me to 25th. I was maybe 26th, 27th last week. So a place. Let's look at the top 10. Kudo Racing. Laquinho. Still with a boost. I'm wondering if anyone used a boost there. No, I think all the same boosts are still there. JJD80, still right near the front. He's right in it. Or she, don't know. Shifty, 4th place. The Canadian. MotoGP Go Fast. It sure does. Into 5th place. Showtime 89. Moto Timing. Rob still going along well. Team Motosexual. Where's favourite of the channel? That's who we're supporting in this one. And then Combat Wombat, also favourite of the channel, are back into the top 10. And then Legends Racing in 10th. Is that a new entrance too? Did I read that out last week? It'd be so easy for me to do a little bit more effort before the videos, wouldn't it? And remember, maybe have a screenshot of what it was last week so I could compare it. But, it's not how we roll here. Anyway, that's your fantasy for this week. Tell me if you made what moves you made and if you made any ground. because it's getting into that point of the season. There's not much you can do, but if you are doing anything different, I'd like to know what it is. And my copier. All right, Moto2. Was this fun? Let me remember. Oh, it was fun for the Italians, and Barry Baltus' ride was good fun. I really enjoyed that. Came from, I want to say 4th, 5th-ish in the early stages. He had cracking pace and probably fell a lap or two, maybe a lap and a half short of probably winning the race. His pace was phenomenal. And Danny Olgado continues to impress. This is the kind of form, if you keep this up, where teams are actually looking at signing you for the next season already, So, a bit like what happened with Firmino Aldeguer. I know he's not won 4 races on the trot, but who does really? But also he's a rookie, so there's that. Diego Moreira in 4th. Senna Aegis. Now, watching Moreira catch Olgado at the end, and Aegis made that mistake, didn't he? And I feel like Senna, had he not made that mistake, I think he probably would have got Olgado at the end. So I'll be a bit disappointed with that. He's let a podium slip there. The problem, what it is with Senna, and I absolutely love the way he goes about his business. Yeah, I think he's going to be a very good rider. Very good. He's still only very young. Every time the camera goes to him, it doesn't matter what point of the race you're in, he looks like he's riding a bucking bronco. Like everything's just like, whoa, and he's just fucking, the thing's bucking about and it's kicking and it's stepping out and it's doing all sorts of shit. It's great to watch. But I do wonder if it's like he's so on the ragged edge all the time. He's pushing so hard. I wonder if there is anything he can hold back. Maybe he's not always like that, but he definitely was on Sunday. So it's quality entertainment, the kid. But he'll get very good, I think, Senna. I've got a lot of faith in that. Your championship contenders, Manu Gonzalez finished 6th. His pace went away at some point as well in that race. The guys who preserved the tyres did well in this one, although Vietti going backwards at the end built up such a lead that it didn't matter. Poor old Aaron Canet, placed behind, loses more ground in the championship, but I think he goes to 3rd in the World Championship now if he wasn't already there. Yeah, level on points with Diogo Moreira now, but officially being classified as 3rd. I wonder if that goes off 2 race wins to 1. Yeah. So neither of them are necessarily out of it, but Manu Gonzalez, if he keeps his head, he'll win it comfortably. And rides like at the weekend are probably enough to do it. I know he only finished 6th, but sometimes that'll get you 4th, sometimes that'll get you 3rd, sometimes that'll get you 7th, but he's not losing ground a lot of points to Moreira, and he gained points on Canet there. So it wasn't a classic from memory, but I thought there were good little battles throughout, and with Senna and Baltus coming through and stuff like that. It was good. It was a good bit of action. Moto3, corker this one. Absolutely. I feel like we say this every week, don't we? Crackerjack. And Ruida shows his quality again. Too good, too strong. Rather impressed though with Quiles and Adrian Fernandez, very good to get for his podium. I was a little bit disappointed Kelso didn't get a podium. I thought he was even on for the win. I thought this was could have been the one. I was very disappointed at the end of this race. And then I had to sit and calm myself and be like, no, it was actually a cracking race, wasn't it? Perone was everywhere. Piqueras sort of came through at the end. He looked like he was struggling at points. But yeah, this was a corker, wasn't it? The last lap was great. Everything about it was great. I loved it. Except that Kelso didn't win it. But we'll get one. His pace is back, Kelso. And big signing news. Joel Kelso moves to the MLAV, Michael Laverty's Moto3 team, which I believe is running Hondas, so we'll see how he goes. And it's not a team with a great record of having good results, so we'll see if just getting a quality rider, and we know Joel can run at the front when he's on his day, so you've got a rapid guy there, especially over a lap, so hopefully it brings them somewhere to the front. And just because, there's no Brits on the bike, is there going to be next season? So get someone from the Anglo sphere at least, like English is a first language, close enough, right? It's close enough. That's all they can manage to get on there. But obviously they want to be competitive too, so it's not worth just putting on kids who aren't ready. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. How did you find this week? Let me know what you think on all the topics discussed. I don't want to turn into a thing about the lads cheering thing, but I'm just giving you my opinion. Is just like, who fucking cares, right? Like, who cares? Let the kids, have their fun. or the adults, whatever. But yeah, we will see you on the next one. We're off to Motegi. So the Asia leg, the Australasian leg, the Asia Pacific leg. I don't know, what do you call it? 4 races, which takes us to the end of October. So looking forward to that. Absolutely love this stint. I said it last week, didn't I? After the last race. I absolutely love this stint of races. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, well, we'll catch you after Japan. Take it easy.